Let me tell you a story that might help you to understand the utility of a provable programming language like Cairo. Imagine that you are the head of a space exploration agency of a small country and you have been given the task of sending a robotic spacecraft to Mars. Among the many challenges of the project, there's one that stands out. How do you make sure you'll use the least amount of fuel to get there? When you use less fuel, the booster rocket can be smaller, which in turn decreases the cost of the project significantly. To save fuel, you need to answer two important questions. When is the best launch window to make sure Mars is the closest to Earth? And what is the best trajectory for the spacecraft to decelerate and land on Mars without requiring using the engine too much? You ask your engineering team to create a program that calculates these two variables, and they might decide to use a high-performance programming language like Rust or C++ to run the calculations. Your team finally comes back with the program, but there's a problem. It is too complex to be executed on a regular machine. They'll need a supercomputer to get the result in a reasonable amount of time, and the agency doesn't have one. In fact, because your country is small, there's no supercomputer anywhere. Luckily for you, a rival country that has the supercomputer you need has agreed to help you. To work with them, you'll have to send them your program and they'll execute it in their supercomputer. Once it's done, they'll send you back the result of the computation. On the surface, everything looks good, but something is troubling you. How do you know if the results given by the rival country are real? Can they be trusted? How do you know if the supercomputer didn't malfunction during the execution and the result is off even just by a small margin? Even worse, how do you know if the spy agency of the rival country didn't tamper with the results just to mess with your country? You can't. No traditional programming language can give you such guarantees. Your only option would be to find a third country to run the same computation independently and compare results, but then again, how do you know if they are not colluding to derail your mission? You might need to find a fourth and a fifth country just to make sure. Let's pretend now that instead of using Rust or C++, your engineers decided to use Cairo as a programming language to calculate the important variables of your project. Just like before, you'll need to provide the program to the rival country and they will execute it for you and send you back the results. This time, however, along with the result of the computation, a cryptographic proof that attests to the integrity of the computation will also be provided. This proof is small enough that it can be verified independently on any computer, and it will only be valid if the supercomputer didn't malfunction during execution, and if no one tampered with the execution intentionally. No need to involve another supercomputer to compare results. Successful validation of the cryptographic proof is all you need to know to trust the result. You don't need to trust the people or the machine, you only need to trust the math behind Stark. In summary, Cairo's superpower is that it allows a regular computer to keep a supercomputer honest.